have sweet beans in your house?
Yes, always. Semana Santa y no Semana Santa, como quiera.
Ah, I see. Sweet beans are good, and if you leave some grains, it's better. Many people don't like the grains, but I like grains, not a lot.
I eat in the morning, in the afternoon, for night. For every day I eat.
Oh, so you are in a diet of sweet beans. Oh, I see. So sweet beans that during the whole day, morning, noon, and night.
I am fat now because I
Ah,
eat a lot.
I want to go to the gym too because, you know, we are at home and we are not walking or doing exercise. I went to the gym, but there is no distance at the gym. And it is impossible because the gym is not a big place and you cannot use the mask when you are exercising yourself because then you will die. You cannot breathe with a mask when you are lifting weight or running in the treadmill en la caminadora. That is crazy.
But you can do exercise in your house, teacher.
It's not the
I do in
same.
my house.
It is difficult to do it here.
Oh, okay. You don't
Yeah.
have a lot of space?
I have space, but I have kids in the house, and you know.
You can do it with them. Yes, it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end, you will end doing something else rather than exercising yourself. But you know.
No, I do it every day, and I always finish.
Yes. Do you have kids in the house?
No.
I don't like to do exercise. I don't like
No.
never.
Well, then you have to do a diet.
I have like how to say
Don't eat chicharrón or carnita salada.
everything. All the food,
Well, but you're gonna be tired every moment.
all the street.
Pica pollos and all that, you know.
Yes.
But I eat
Angel,
pollo almost every day.
hamburger, hot dog,
Carnita
tacos.
salada, chicharrón. And I get
No, that's your gene genetics playing dirty with you, Maria. If you will see when you get married. Are you married, Maria?
no, no.
You're not?
Almost, but not yet.
Almost. Okay, so when you get married or when you have a kid, you will see that you will not stay the same, you know? You're gonna get a little and muscle. So that's what's gonna happen with you. So don't worry, that's gonna come. All right.
I don't want this.
You don't like what? Sorry.
I don't want this.
Oh, you don't want it.
I
Well,
know.
that is
I want to get that. Just
Yeah.
a little, but not too much.
No, you will get a little, don't worry. So here we are almost at the end of the period of classes, at the end of the cycle, at the end of the semester, however you want to call it. And the final exam is going to be on the 23rd, on the 23. I'm saying it this way. That's going to be the final exam, which means that we only have next week for classes. So after next week, then we're only going to take the final exam. The period of exams, the OEM says that it starts on Saturday 17 and it will finish on Wednesday the 28th. So what we are going to do is that we're gonna give the exam on the 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah, Friday 23rd is going to be the final exam. Write it down. Don't go to a party, don't go away, don't go to Santiago or to La Romana and if you're going there, make sure that you have internet when you're there, because then you're gonna have problems. Okay, what else? Well, also, I wanted to tell you that in chapter number 4, we are 23 people in this class. I mean, you are 23 students, and there were 10 students, 10 who didn't do the homework number 4, the chapter number 4. And you know that each one of those chapters is 5 points. So if you have 2 homeworks that you didn't do, that is 10 points less. So don't.
That's the audio.
What was that?
Yes.
The
Oh,
number
yeah.
for the audio.
Yes, the number 4.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, the audio, the background
The-
bass.
The internet is crazy here. So yes, there were 10 people who didn't do that. So that means that those 10 people have 5 points less. And in the chapter number 5, that was all in the Old English period, we had 1, 2, 3, only 4 people who didn't do it. As you know, I have a record of everything here. And at the end, when you get whatever you get, if you ask me, the answer that I'm going to give you is to show me what you did here, 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 and here. I mean, the numbers that you didn't do.
I tried to do my homework because this is my last class, thanks to the Lord, and I wait to pass.
So yes. I hope you said right. You hope to pass. All right, so here we go. What else? I have something else. Oh, also in the platform since when? Since Sunday, since last Sunday or this Sunday that just passed, I left a homework in the platform, and tomorrow is the last day. And this is the chapter number 6.
Yeah, I know.
And yes, but I see that many people haven't done it yet.
I
Like
have,
me.
but I
I'm
need to
almost
say
finishing.
What was
Almost.
that? Sorry. You almost finished, you mean?
I'm almost finishing.
All right. So yeah.
Because it was in Semana Santa and I was not here.
What do
And
you mean
I'm ready.
it was not in Semana Santa? No.
So you said the last Sunday.
Yes, Sunday the 4th. Semana Santa finished on when? Semana Santa finished on Sunday 4th.
For me. No.
Oh, yeah. So you want?
Yes, I know, teacher. I'm just kidding, but I'm reading.
Yeah, I know. I know you're responsible. I know that.
Yeah.
But if you don't do it, that's only 5 points less. So don't worry.
No.
What did you say,
I'm
Jeremy?
sorry. I want my 5 points.
So before I forget it, Carlos told me he won't be able to be on time for the class. He's outside the city.
Oh,
he was trying to get in touch with you, but he couldn't do it.
Oh,
so he told me silly.
All right, that's okay. Well, just tell him to do homework.
Yeah.
No, he does it. And okay, so today what I'm going to do is just ask you a few questions from chapter 5. And if you don't have the answers, then we just talk about it. And for next week, we are going to have chapter 6, I guess, which is going to be, is it? No, today we'll talk about chapter 6. And next week, we will talk about chapter 7, which is the last one. And then we have the exam. All right. Did you have the chance to read or to look for the answers for this?
I have.
Okay. So, well, I'm just gonna ask 7 questions. Not the question number 8, I'm not gonna ask about that because that's on you. And do you remember the name of the first English period? What is the name of the first English period? Raise your hand if you have the answer. Put your hands up on Zoom so I can see you. Because then if everybody answers at the same time, no one is gonna understand. What is the name of the first English period that we saw? Do you remember, Maria Elena?
I think all English.
The Old English period. That is true. That is the first one that we saw. All right. And now, let me see. We have another English period. What is the name of that English period that followed the old one? What is the name of that one? What is the name of the second English period?
Right here, teacher.
Yes.
The topic of this chapter, the Middle English period.
Right. The Middle English period. That's the one. That's the second period of the English history in this case. All right. Now, the Middle English period indicates something. So what is it, what it indicates? That's the first question. What is it, what the Middle English period indicates? The word middle. Belkis, yes?
Yes, that indicate the transition between Old English and the let's say that and
The early
modern.
and the modern
the early
English, yes.
Because the modern English is the one that we speak right now.
Yes, I was confused, sorry.
Yes, so that's right. You see, what it means is middle means, I mean, the name says it all, right? You have the name middle. When
yes,
at the middle, that means that there are two things on the side. One that is first, and then we have one that is last. The first one that we said is the Old English period, and the other one is the early modern period. So that's what it means, the transition process from the old to the early modern. That's what it indicates. And then we have a lot of dates in the book, many events, and I just asked a specific question, and the question was, what happened in the 1258, in the year 1258? Can you say what happened there? You don't have to say everything, right? You can say something about it because what happened there was a huge thing. Eloy Brito.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. I have the King Harry. The King Henry
III.
Henry III, yeah,
yes.
issued the French English language royal proclamation since the conquest, having been forced by his baron to accept the provision of Oxford, establishing a private council to oversee the administration of the government. So
and what happened there? The beginning of what?
The beginning of growth of English constitution
and parliament. So that's what happened there, right? That's where the real development of English started with King Henry III over there. Yes, that was only one event. It was important because there are many events over there through years, starting because remember, when is it that the period starts and when is it that the period ends? Like the Middle English period, in what year does it start and in what year does it end? Did you see that? The years that it comprises, from what year to which?
Yeah,
What do you say, Belkis?
but I don't know how to say that in English.
What do you mean you don't know? You
In
know how to
English.
say the numbers? Yes.
It begins.
The dates in English, we normally say it 2 by 2. Like if you have
Okay.
four numbers, you say 2 first and then 2 after.
Okay.
And
That begins in 11:00.
And what is 00?
11 cents.
Hold
In
on.
11.
What is no? What is 00?
So,
In Spanish, when you put 2 zeros, what is the number that you mean?
100.
Are you sure? When you have 2 zeros together in Spanish, if you go to La Banca and you're gonna play a number, and
Ya yo pasé.
zero. Oh, you guys don't play lottery? When you go to La Banca and you
No.
00, that is the 100 that you are playing, because you're gonna play the number 0. The numbers go from 1 on to 100. You don't play
In
lottery.
1100 and till 1500.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what it is. From the 1100 up to 1500. Yes. Now I wanted to tell you something someone said over there, and I used to get confused with the years. Century, you know that 1 century is 1,000 years? 1 century is 1,000 years? Is it?
Yes.
Are you sure? 1 century?
No, teacher.
1,000 years.
No,
Century
no,
is
no.
No,
It's 100.
Okay. So, all
But
right.
21st century, it's 100 years.
All right.
That's a millennium. A millennium.
Yes, a century is 100 years. Look, right now, we are on 2021, right? That is the year today. Is it 2021, 2021? Do you agree with that? That's the year that we are in today. Oh, I guess nobody listens to me. Geez. Oops.
Yeah, teacher. This is 2021.
What?
Maybe
2021?
nobody wants to answer.
Oh, and what is the century? In which century?
The question.
The 21.
The 21. The 21st century, right? So if we are in 2020, why are we on the 21st century? Because someone said that the 1100 was the 11th century and that the 1500 was the 15th century. Oh, I'm getting you guys confused, huh? Let me get the board, hold on. So you can see what I mean. Hold on, where is this? Okay, here it is. Okay, what I mean is the following. many people get confused with the centuries, right? Because people believe that the 1100, people believe it is the 11th century, that the 1600 is the 16th century. That's what people believe, but that is not correct. For example, the 2000 is the what? So the 21st century, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason, do you want to say the reason, Jeremy? Do you know the reason why?
No. I don't know it. I was trying to find out in Google, but you started explaining, so go ahead.
You're not going to find it. It's because 1 century is 100 years, right? And Jeremy, you're going to help me. We started counting from 0 since Jesus Christ came to the earth.
I think so, because
Right.
remember the years they were descending.
Because they say before Christ and after Christ, right? So Christ is the middle, is the 0. If you put a line in mathematics, whatever is in the middle is the 0. From negative and from positive, right? That's the division. So if we start on the 0 and we get until the 99, what century is that?
First.
The first century, right? So basically, whenever you count a century, if it is the 11, that is the 12th century. If it is the 1600, that is the 17th century. If it is the 2000, that's the 21st century. Why? Because we have this one from 0 until 99, which is the first. And then you continue. From the 100 to the 199 is the second, etc., etc., etc. And as we are talking about dates, it's important that we know this. I don't know if it makes sense to you.
Teacher, I think there is something I don't understand, because the century 21st, it was supposed to be in the year 2100 or 2100, may I say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is the day that it was supposed to be the century 21st. So I don't know why the century 21st started in the 2000.
Because
the 1st January, I don't know why.
That's the 21st century. Why? Because you have 100 years behind that. From the 0 until the 99 is the first. And if you go counting, when you get to the 2000, you will have 21 centuries. Because okay, my internet is going crazy. This is because we don't start counting from the 100 on. We don't start from the 100 on.
Okay.
We start from the 0 on. And from 0 until 99, you have 1 century. And then from the 100 until the 199, then you have the 2nd century. So when you get to the 2000, you will have 21st century or 21 centuries. Sorry. That's right. Whenever you
Okay, now I got you.
Whenever you see the year, the 1100 is the year. But if you count in centuries, there will be one number above the year. What do I mean? That if you have the 1100, that is the 12th century. If you have the 1600, that is the 17th century. There will be always a number on top of that when we talk about centuries. One number in top of the year. Okay, I'm not from social science and on history, you know? But anyways, we're talking about dates and years over here, and we need to know that. So now in centuries, Where am I? Hold on. Centuries. From which century to which century was the Middle English period? If it was from the 1100 until the 1500, so that's from what century to what century? I couldn't hear you, Eloy. What did you say?
11th century and 15th century.
No, I mean, listen to this. Okay. If the years are the 1100 until the 1500, look at the chat. The year is 1100, 1500. So what are the centuries? For the year 1100, what is the century for that?
12th.
The
12th
century. And for the
15th is the 16th.
The 16th century. Why? Because we normally put one number above the year when we convert it to centuries. If it is the 1100, 12th century. If it is the 1500, the 16th century. If it is the 2000, well, you already know that. The 21st century, the 21. And that's it.
So, teacher,
yes.
The date that represent the century, sorry, teacher. So yes. The date that represent the century is not the date that the century begins.
No.
That is the day that
yes.
Century ends.
That's what it is. So here we go. I have another question. I wanted to stop there to let you know about that, you know, because many people don't know. I don't know if I'm showing my screen anyways. Hold on. I guess not. Okay. The next question was, and I'm going to change this question. Okay. Normandy. What is Normandy? Because it talks about the Norman conquest. Normandy. What was that? Normandy. If you know, in Spanish is Normandia. That's what you call. Oh, Maria Elena, do you have your hands up for that? I thought so.
Well, I have the question is, what can you say about the background of the Norman conquest? I have here the Norman conquest, or the conquest was the 11th century invasion and occupation of England by an army made up of Normans, Britons, Flemish, and men from the other French province. All led by the Duke of Normandy, later state William the Conqueror. I'm sorry, I'm a little...
No, but that's okay. That's what it is. That is true. That is true. Do you remember before the Normans, because these people invaded England, okay? They invaded England, the Normans. The Normans, as you can see here in the map, check the map. This is today, okay? But here you know that this was Britain over here. Check. This was Britain, right? And that's what we call Inglaterra today, all that, United Kingdom. And here, in this part, check. You see this part in red? Here is the location of Normandy. I just call it Normandia, and this belongs to France because Paris is just right there, as you can see it, right? So these people from this area, they invaded England. We know it or we knew it before as Britain. Okay. But before the Normans invaded England, what was the name of the people who invaded before them? Who were those people who invaded before the Normans? Who were they?
Right here.
What there?
May I answer?
Yes.
The Vikings.
The Vikings. And the Vikings had another name. Did you see the name there in the answer for that question that Maria answered right now? The Vikings had another name. Look, you remember that the Vikings were called the Danes, los daneses?
Yeah.
Remember that, right? Okay, now the Danes, right? But if you go up over here, we have Norway. Let me put it a little bit smaller. We have Norway, we have Sweden, and we have Finland. All these people were called the Scandinavians. The Scandinavians, right? So all these people together with the people from Denmark, right? Those were the people who invaded here, the Viking invasion. So after this invasion, these people from here, from Normandy, they invaded England, how they call it on that time already. So these were the people. And this invasion was more important. This invasion from Normandy was more important and productive than the one that happened years and years before from the Vikings. Why? Because you know that when a country conquered another country, they brought their habits, their language, and that is like that's how I call it, like interchange, an exchange of cultures, right? And this exchange of cultures from people from Normandy, the Normans, and the people who lived in England, this created the conditions for English to go ahead and develop. If you read, when you start reading a little bit about the Norman conquest, you will see that it talks about that. I don't know if you have a question there. I see Maria Elena have the hands up. Yes, Maria Elena.
I'm sorry. I don't have the hands up.
Oh, I thought you wanted to talk. All right, don't worry. There was another question also.
I have a question, but this is for the question. This is about question number 7. So,
but we're gonna go
continue.
there.
When you get to this question, I ask you.
All right, so let's go to number 4. The recendency of English. The recendency of English. Did you read anything about that? Any of you? Did you have the chance to read anything about that? The recendency of English. Okay, if you didn't read about that, during that period, right? After the Norman conquest, England had 3 languages. It was trilingual. It had 3 languages. Can you guess any of the languages over there? Can you guess?
The Latin and the French. And English.
And English. That's right. That's right. So Latin, they have French, and they have English, right? So as you can see there, but there was a separation because there was, I mean, English was used for a purpose, French was used for a purpose, and Latin was used for another purpose. Did you see the purpose of French, over there? The normal French. Where is it that they use the French over there? For what? Maybe you didn't see it. I'm gonna tell you. They use French for the government.
Government.
Yes, because remember that the people who rule the country were the French people. Norman were from France, right? The Normans. So basically all the government documents and things that they had to do, they had to be in French. And they also use Latin. And Latin still today, where is it that people use Latin? Where?
At church.
At church. Yes, at church. So church was the one that used that they used Latin for. And of course, English was used where?
Of the majority of the country's population.
Yes, the majority of people spoke English because remember that English comes from the old period, hundreds of years before. That is the language that they had. And the Norman came to the country, but they already spoke English, right? So English was spoken by the majority of the population over there. And that's what it means, the ascendancy of English over there. Well, let's go to the next question there. Many of you are not reading. You need to read. You need to read because then we're going to go to chapter 7. And if you don't read chapter 6, you're going to go crazy. Now, check this. During this period, I mean, during the Middle English period, right? What languages influenced the English vocabulary? What language?
I see here the Latin.
Yes. Latin was one.
Scandinavian teacher.
Uh-huh. Yes.
I think the Dutch and Flemish.
Uh-huh. Dutch and Flemish. And what about French?
The French was the most important.
Remember that we said that there were 3 official languages over there. We have French, we have Latin, and we have English, right? So besides those 2, I mean, the 2 are the French and the Latin.
The French.
They had Dutch, they had Flemish.
Something like that. Hello,
Maria.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, you didn't listen to me. So nobody listened to me, huh?
I said, why was French the most important? It was because, as you said, it was used for the government or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
I can hear you. This is the.
Okay, give me a second.
This is what I want to know. What French was the most important? It was because.
Well, you said you said it right now.
For the government or.
Okay, let me see. Can you listen to me now? Do you listen to me now?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
Yes.
It is because
yeah, we can.
It is because France was the country that conquered England, and they were the rulers of the country. So there were more attention paid to French because they were the rulers, the conquerors spoke that language. And it is a tradition, it is a habit that conquerors impose their laws, their languages, and their culture. That's right. French was the language that influenced English more on that time. I don't know if you listen to me.
Yes, teacher, we hear you.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we have 2 more questions. So we can finish. I tell you, internet is crazy. You know that in Spanish we have la W, right? In English we have W, but when you write it, it's pretty different than a W. So could you explain why do we have that letter like 2 V's, right? 2 V's, but we call it W? What happened with that? That's question 6. Why this letter is called W? Si ustedes no me escuchan, yo paro la clase aquí. Si no me escuchan.
Teacher, we have the W because the Norman, they brought back to us in ligature from the Norman first was a manuscript as WENM, but was brought back to England by Norman scribes in ligature from as W. So Norman, they brought back to England.
Right, because at the beginning, the W was two used together, right? 2 used together, one after the other. The normal U that we know, 2 of them. So that was used in the early manuscripts at the beginning, Old English and all that. But after that, they replaced the two U's, as you said, by the Runic that you said, the WINN, but the Norman people, they used back, right? They used back the 2 U's, but they switch it. Instead of using the 2 U's separate, what they did is that they put the 2 of them together as 1 letter. Before it was 2 letters, but then they decided to put it together and convert it only in 1. And that's why we call it W, because there are 2 U's together there.
Okay.
Yes, that is in page number 116. When you go there, you will find the Middle English spelling, consonants, and there you can see that explanation. But it is correct. It is, as you say, Eloy, it is correct. And the final question is, how many dialects did the Middle English have?
Teacher, I have a question for this because I'm a little confused. I see that was 5 Middle English dialect, but when I read in the book, I'm a little confused because I see more than 5.
In that question,
can you please tell me the exactly of the 5?
All right, but hold on.
To be more clear.
Let's see what the others say. Let's see if someone found a number, or if someone can say how many he or she believes the dialects are. And then I will clarify for you, don't worry.
Okay.
Did any one of you besides Maria find how many dialects the Middle English had, the Middle English period?
Sure. In the book said that Middle English had a debate of dialects.
And how many did you see there in the explanation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many could you see?
7.
7.
I see 7.
I see.
Okay, but hold on. She says 7. What do you say, Eloy?
3.
3. And what do you say, Jeremy? Did you find the answer for that?
I don't know how many ones they are, teacher.
All right, don't worry.
That says that they are a diversity. But I didn't count them.
Because I see in Google that was 5, but in the book it says like there are like more. I see many, like more than 5.
So let's read what the book says over here. It says, Middle English had a diversity of dialects, right? But look at this, look. The Northern dialects, you see, its Northern dialect corresponds roughly to Old English Northumbrian, its southern boundary on the eastern coast being also Humber Estuary. Likewise, the Midland dialects, you see, the Midland dialects subdivided into East Midland and West Midland and correspond roughly to Old English Mercian. When he says this, he's telling you the relation between the Middle and the Old English, like from where the Midland came and from where the Northern came. And also we have here the Southern dialect spoken south of the Thames, similarly corresponds really to the West Saxon with Kentish as a subdivision. So as you can see here, what he had mainly was 3 main groups of dialects. Groups, because those groups had subdivisions, as you can see over there. So basically we cannot say like an exact number of dialects, but we can say an exact group of dialects. We had the Northern, the Midland, and the Southern dialects in the Middle English period. That's what it is. That's why you feel confused. Because if you go one by one, you will have many, but you will have to group them by regions, by areas.
Okay.
So basically we have 3 main groups.
But not 5, right?
No,
because it is more than 5 if you count them.
Teacher, but if you see the map, you can see that it are 3, but but only the modern scholar English have 5.
I saw also this map and I got confused for that.
But look, remember, we have the Northern, you see, we have the Southern, and we have this one that was divided into 2, the Midland one. Midland was divided into West Midland and into East Midland. And from the southern part, we have a subdivision, which is the Kentish, as the paragraph says. So these are groups because within these places, within these dialects, we have more. That was a subdivision. I don't know if you remember when we talk about the of Dominican Republic, that we said that if you go to Santo Domingo, if you go to Samaná, if you come to Puerto Plata, we have different ways of speaking.
Yes.
The same thing happens there because this is the division of the areas. But if you go into those places here, right?
This is
right, into there you will have also variations which are dialects. That's the point. You can have dialects within dialects.
Yes, because every language is a variation of a dialect.
That's right. That's right. It's good to focus like, because this is a huge area. I don't know if you check that this is almost this is the whole map, right? And you have many towns, many villages, you have whatever they call it on that time. And you know that there was an influence hundreds of years before. All these places were influenced by different people. I don't know if you remember, first the Romans, then the Jutes, the Saxons, and these people created the Seven Kingdom. And in each one of these places, people had a different way of speaking. And when the Normans came, right, like that encounter of languages, as I call it, English, Latin, French, Kentish, all those, when all of them mixed, so English developed, and each area had a different style, a different type of English, which we call dialects. And that's why we cannot say a specific number. We can say the groups of dialect that were together, all together. That's what I mean.
Yeah, teacher, but if you put that question in the exam, the answer could be three groups.
Well, if you put 3, that's fine, because then I'm gonna believe that you're talking about the groups. You guys are thinking about the exam. You're not thinking about learning, huh?
So it's the Midland dialect, northern
the southern, and the
dialect, the Midland dialect, and the southern dialect.
And the northern, yes. So northern, southern, and Midland.
Okay.
That's right. I guess that was the last question. Let me see. Yeah, that was the last question. So there was a question 8, but we don't have time.
It was
The last is briefly about Middle English.
Yes, that's gonna be on you, as I said at the beginning, because it is already 7 o'clock and the class is over. Make sure you do your homework on time, that you upload it on time, and because there are many people losing points. We only have next week, don't forget. Next week, we are going to talk about the next chapter, which is chapter 7. And then we're gonna talk about the exam that is going to be the following week, the 23rd. And that's it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so then I see you.
Okay.
All these people who don't talk, hopefully you're paying attention, because the exam is gonna come sent from the 6, lesson 6, unit 6, what unit, what lesson, chapter, from chapter 6 and 7. So
Okay.
we'll talk tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.